Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zarifana Putra bin Zulhilmi and my metric number is 1242375. Today, I would like to present a Malaysian drama series called High Council. This series takes place in boarding school called College Ungku Dramat, or we call it KUD. It shows student life in the school, including bullying issue, power struggle and also conflict between students. Even though this series is not about different countries or culture, it still relates to intercultural communication. This is because the students come from different background, different social classes, and also different way of thinking. So the way they communicate is also different, and sometimes it leads to a misunderstanding and conflict. Alright. For the synopsis, the main character in the series is Fakri. Fakri is a brave student who does not agree with bullying and misuse of power in the school. He always tries to stand up for students who are treated unfairly. In the school, there is a group called the High Council. Some members of this group use fear and violence to control other students. Fakri then challenges the system because he believes it is wrong. Because of this, many conflicts happen between him and the High Council members. So, the overall is the story shows how students with different background and values can have different opinion and this sometimes lead to misunderstanding and conflict. Alright, next, I will explain the intercultural communication concept in this series. The first concept is stereotype. Stereotype happen when people judge others based on their appearance, background, and reputation without really knowing them. In this series, some students already assume other students are weak or problematic before knowing them properly. This kind of thinking creates negative perception and affect communication between students. The second concept is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism means when someone thinks their group is better than others. In High Council, some members believe that their rules and their way of thinking are always correct. Because of that, they expect other students to follow them without questioning. This attitude causes conflict and also makes communication worse because they do not respect others' opinion. The third concept is prejudice and discrimination. This happens when people are treated unfairly because they are not part of certain group. In this series, some students are bullied, ignored, and looked down on just because they are not in the popular or powerful group. This creates division among students and make it hard for them to build good relationship. Next is verbal and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication is when students talk, argue, or discuss with each other. Non-verbal communication is things like facial expression, body language, and eye contact. In many scenes, we can clearly see emotion like fear, anger, and dominance just from body language, even without speaking. The last concept is cultural adaptation. This means when students need to adjust to a new environment, rules, and also social system. Some students can adapt easily, but some students struggle to fit in. This shows how important adaptation is when someone enters a new environment. Alright, now I will move to the Islamic perspective. From the Islamic point of view, this series gives us many lessons about how we should treat other people. Islam teaches us to respect everyone, no matter their background, status, or difference. In Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 13, Allah says, "We create you from a male and a female and made you into nation and tribes so that you may know one another." This verse explains that differences between people are meant for us to know and understand each other, not to hate or look down on others. This is also called ta'aruf, which means getting to know and respect one another. Islam also strongly rejects bullying, injustice, and also discrimination. So the behavior shown by some character in the series goes against Islamic teaching. Instead, Islam encourages kindness, fairness, and also good communication between people. So the conclusion is High Council shows several important intercultural communication concepts such as stereotype, ethnocentrism, prejudice, discrimination, verbal and nonverbal communication, and also cultural adaptation. It teaches us that differences between people can cause conflict if we do not communicate properly. From the Islamic perspective, we are reminded to always respect others, avoid injustice, and build understanding in our community. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you for listening.